Vamos! All right, you ready to go?
Yes.
Let's do it. Hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Sunday, January the 26th, 2020. And it's what, about 10 a.m. Central Standard Time here, where we live here in Alabama. Let's jump right in. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we're doing a show early because it's raining.
It's a rainy day here. Our entire day of lessons, which Sunday is our busiest, was canceled. So we said, we're going to hit this hard. Let's go. Vamos. All right, starting today's show with the topic and a quick video clip. Pardon our antiquated editing skills, but Carla is going to show you a clip, and let me tell you what the clip is about. So there was a lot of talk, at least from a standpoint of media and journalists writing this morning, at least when I looked at the tennis news outside of what we watched all day and all night last night, about Bethany Mattek-Sands, her mixed doubles partner Jamie Murray, playing in a mixed doubles match against Barbora Strykova and Marcelo Melo, the number one mixed doubles team. Mm-hmm. And everything I read about this was that, you know, there was some type of altercation between all the players at one point, starting with Murray and Mattek-Sands and the referee and the supervisor, and causing a 10-minute delay. But what I read, like 6 or 7 articles, everything was, I guess you could say, was downplaying the importance of the situation. In other words, the media was saying, "Oh, geez, it was only 1-0 in the first set. I don't know why it was such a big deal." What I wanted to do is kind of put this down from a player standpoint. Carla and I play a lot of mixed doubles, high-level mixed doubles. So I want to kind of put this into perspective and look out for the players here, especially Bethany Mattek and Jamie Murray, both of which are steadfast athletes, and Mattek-Sands is a very respectable, she never lost her mind, but she had a valiant argument. So real quickly, I'm going to have Carla play a doubles point for you. You may not even notice what happens, but watch, I think Mattek-Sands has on a pink shirt. Mm-hmm. Watch Mattek-Sands during a point, and then watch Jamie Murray, her partner. Okay. And you may not see it, but only the line judge hypothetically saw it anyway. So check this out, and then I'll try to explain it a little bit better.
Melo and Stritsova.
Oh, sorry. Let me play from the beginning. It was quick.
It's okay. No worries. No worries. We do our best with that. Totally cool.
Defeated by the American pairing of Johnson and Querrey. Hang on, there.
I'm showing them the replay. Just
Melo and Stritsova.
Okay.
All right. As trivial as that may look, let me put the context of mixed doubles and majors into perspective. Number one, there's no ad scoring. The score was 30-all, right? No ad scoring. You're basically handing your opponents a double set point, first and foremost. Like in tennis singles or doubles or mixed doubles, whatever, it's a plus to get a break, right? I mean, to break is important. We break serve, consolidate the break, and we win matches that way. Strykova and Melo are the number one mixed doubles team in the world.
Right.
Bethany Mattek-Sands and Jamie Murray are, in and themselves, consummate mixed doubles and doubles players. That's their specialty. So neither one of them wants to give up a break, much less a double game point or a double break point, right? So the argument at 30-all was that a ball came across court to Bethany Mattek-Sands' backhand alley down the line.
Hit by Strykova.
Okay, yeah, hit by Strykova across court. So let's say I'm Mattek-Sands. I go over. I don't call the ball in or out. It's not my job to. I'm the player, so I'm just going to hit the ball. I hit the ball, so I strike the ball. The ball is now traveling across the net, and my partner, in this sense, Jamie Murray, says that was out. Okay, the ball continues to go across. And that's that. And
Well, he's used challenge, right? Is what he said.
well, out or challenge.
Right.
And if I say that was out, it is a hindrance for sure. But let me explain to you why this kind of got out of hand. The line judge called a hindrance on Jamie Murray for saying the ball was out after she struck the ball. Now, can I have a rule that I sent to you, a text message, that validates what the judge did? However, on the flip side of that, Bethany Maddock and Jamie had an argument that was correct as well. Here's the rule. Singles players should not talk during points. Talking between doubles partners when the ball is moving toward them is allowed. Doubles players should not talk when the ball is moving toward their opponent's court. When talking interferes with an opponent's ability to play the ball, it is a hindrance. So what basically occurred here is that because Jamie Murray said that's out or challenge it after Maddox Sands struck the ball, he called a hindrance on that, right? Mm-hmm. So the point was awarded to Strykova and Melo, which gave them a double game point. Now, in a game in which is highly competitive, if they would have won that point, hypothetically in both their minds, I'm going to go on to win the set, right?
Yeah.
So it was a very high intensity type point. But Bethany Maddox Sands had a great point too. She was the one hitting the ball, so she has to be the one that stops play. He can't stop play because he's not hitting the ball. So it was a cluster. Ultimately, Maddox Sands and Jamie Murray won this in the third set.
Well, and they showed the ball out. They did get the challenge, and the challenge showed the ball was out indeed. So.
Yeah, so it went on 10 minutes, but ultimately all that should have been done was just challenge it and then move forward. But nonetheless, they both had valid arguments from what they saw in their respective positions.
So they play no ad in doubles?
No ad in doubles.
That's
no ad.
That's crappy.
Yeah, no ad. All right. Anyway, enough of that. No one probably really cares about that. But it was a big delay. But there was a valid point. Everything I read about it was, geez, I can't believe this happened. It was 1-0 in the second game of the first set. But that was a very important point, to say the least.
Yeah.
Next topic. I wanted to add Maria Sakkari to the list of players that we always talk about that has kind of these odd kind of habits in a way. We used to talk about Sevitsova, Putintseva, Zverev, so many people that stare at their box, when they find themselves in trouble on the court. They're like,
Andy Murray did that a lot.
Andy Murray, yeah. No, so Sakkari did that a lot last night. So I wanted to go ahead and add Sakkari to that, right?
Yeah, she looked lost in the last set. But she was on fire in the first set.
Let's start with the Sakkari match.
Yeah.
Sakkari, by the way, currently is number 22 in the world. She's 24. She's 5'8". Obviously, she is Greek. I did read some interesting material today that Sakkari was never intended to be a tennis player. Her parents were tennis players and did not want her to go through the really tough upbringing, the tough life, the stresses of the game as a child growing up. They didn't want her to go through what they went through on the tennis tour. I think the mother was a former top 50 WTA player.
40-something. She was 48. Played against Graf and Zina Garrison. I saw didn't win any titles except 2 ITFs, small ITF tournaments, which is quite an achievement to do, anyways.
So we understand this. Both Carla and I were born into the game and played it since very young. Not nearly the success of Sakkari, but we do know about what tennis as a young child will mean when it is your life, what you do when you wake up, go to sleep, and you talk about it at the kitchen table, and you get back up and you write and you study it, and you go to school, you do your homework. We get that.
It's tough.
It's a tough deal.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's great, but when you're young, hence why we talk about Coco Gauff a lot, or the Capriatis, or the Kornikovas, the ones that were very young and kind of molded into it so young and didn't have a real chance to develop. So I applaud Sakkari's parents for doing such. Started her in the likes of, I think what I read, ballet, and a couple other scattering of other things, and ultimately found tennis and started at the age of 11. So late starter, but...
age of 11? I thought she started playing at 6.
What did I write here? I wrote something about age of 11. And I did read that the first tournament she entered, maybe it was the first tournament.
It was the first tournament.
The first tournament she entered at age 11. She made it to the final, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But she started being a developed junior player at around 11. Let's put it that way. More on that. Let us know. But to this point in Sakkari's young career, she is 24. Okay, she's 5'8", right-handed, hits with two hands. Some of her weaknesses, in my opinion, are she loses temper quite often. She gets fired up. She's a bit robotic. She has some serve issues. She's not aggressive all the time. She doesn't win matches consistently. She's always hitting off of the back foot. Now, however, her strengths are she's extremely fit. She has the looks of a tennis player. Carla disagrees with me on that. I think it's just she should just change her hair bun to a braid or something.
She would look better. I'm sorry. She's way too muscular for tennis.
But
she could be a bodybuilder. Is what I see.
She's an elegant.
At least she's in shape.
She's in shape. She's fit.
At least
she's an elegant girl. She interviews well.
Yes.
Again, I think the bun takes away from her overall.
I think so too.
Fluidity look on the court.
I've seen her with her hair down, and it changes everything.
She needs to be more aggressive at times. She's always hitting off that
Her
back foot
failed
open.
The serve failed her.
She's out of position a lot. Maybe I think the footwork seems to be pretty good. She has strong legs. But here's my question to everyone. Is Sakkari going to be a top 10 player? It's a tough question. That's why I asked it.
I don't know.
It's a question mark for me too as well. I don't know.
She's 24?
She's 24, 5'8", right-handed, hits with two hands.
What is her ranking now?
She's 22 in the world.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm going to give her. Now, look, we have to look at someone like Pavlyuchenkova, who in 2011 was knocking on the door of the top 10. She got really close and just never made it. Do you think Sakkari is now a better player than Pavlyuchenkova was in 2011? And do you think the top 10 is any more difficult now than it was then? I mean, 2011, what was your top 10? Serena, Venus was probably in there.
Sharapova. Azarenka.
Kvitova.
So it was tougher.
Maybe. Anyway.
I don't know. I mean, women's tennis, there's no one dominant. It keeps changing all the time. So it could be a possibility. But then you've got all these younger girls, Ovas, coming into the field that they might just pass her. So I didn't know she was 24. I don't think so. Maybe she has to change a little bit her style, maybe mentally tough, get a little bit mentally. I mean, she played a good match. She didn't play a bad match.
Well, she started strong. She was doing what she had to do. Kvitova, however, in my opinion, I'm not saying that Kvitova played bad, and that's the only reason why Sakkari won the first set. Kvitova just started slow, and then Kvitova started playing about 50% of how good Kvitova can play.
Well, she did say in an interview that she knew that she had to take off the power. And she was just rolling the ball, by the way. But she said, I knew I had to stop being so risky and just play the ball.
Yeah, I think Kvitova started playing at about 50% of her ultimate level. And I think 50% of Kvitova's ultimate level is still good enough to beat Sakkari at this point.
Yes.
All right?
But Sakkari has beaten her before.
Great match. Enjoyable.
Both shook hands. Both gave each other hugs. Respectable players. They respect each other. So that's good to see. No cattiness.
All right, next topic. This one should be pretty quick. The Milos Raonic and Marin Cilic match. I watched this. I think you finished it this morning. I watched it in the entirety last night. Raonic rolled out the first two sets pretty quickly. I think it was 6-4, and I forgot what the sets were.
6-3, 7-5.
So it was odd for me at first because Marin Cilic did look sluggish on the court, and he has looked sluggish for a while. Let's be real. He's looked sluggish for the past couple of years. I think he made an Australian Open final.
He's been dealing with some injuries as well.
So, but yeah, he's looked sluggish for a while. We can't forget that Cilic has been on the tour for a long time.
How old is Cilic?
Cilic has got to be mid-30s. He's got to be 34. 33, 34, maybe 35. That's a wild guess, though. But it's rare, and you can tell something's not right when there's two categorically huge servers playing.
31.
31, there you go. It was close. When two categorically huge servers are playing and the sets are rolling by relatively quickly and they're not going 7-6, 6-7, and so forth, generally someone's off, and that person was Marin Cilic. Not taking anything away from Raonic. By the way, Cilic had a medical timeout there early in the second, and it didn't look like any type of tactic to delay Raonic's fire. By the way, I did notice Raonic when he receives serve. He's kind of an odd walking dude in the first
He's
place.
an odd-looking dude.
Kind of like Kyrgios, they both kind of walk kind of odd, but
he's strong though.
But yeah,
he's very strong.
He's kind of got this return of serve stance now, where he's kind of jungling back off both feet, kind of exaggerated. Maybe that's something that he and his coach is working on in order to get him more happy on the feet. Because he looked pretty good. Now, I don't think that this is some huge statement saying that watch out Djokovic when they play. But let me tell you some of Raonic's statistics last night, regardless of who you're playing, as Carla, like used to say or said, Nishioka, it doesn't matter, Djokovic, he served well.
It didn't matter, just like Schwartzman didn't matter.
So let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question, and I already know the answer, so it's rhetorical. Mm-hmm. But the other day, I think it was you, right, Carla, that said that if Djokovic was playing someone other than Nishioka, he wouldn't have that serving percentage.
Yeah.
Right, correct.
Absolutely.
Yes or no?
Yes. I said it, yes.
So, this match involves Milos Raonic and Marin Cilic. Now, I guess that you're going to say that if Raonic was playing someone other than Cilic, that he wouldn't have these serving statistics.
Wasn't Cilic injured and looked
Or,
really off?
I don't care. He's 6 foot forever, and he's won a major.
So, okay, what are the percentages?
All right. Last night, where's my stats? Okay, last night, Raonic served.
And he's a big server. That's what he's known for.
Okay, well, so is Cilic.
So
is everybody.
Karlovic. Djokovic is not
All
a
right,
big server.
now you're being defensive. That shows guilt.
No.
Shows guilt.
What guilt?
Don't worry about
What guilt?
Because you hate Djokovic. That's your guilt.
I don't hate Djokovic.
Well, sure sounds like it. Because now you're going to have a problem with
Wait a minute.
Raonic's stats because you're going to say it's
Cilic,
Cilic.
Raonic,
Always an
Karlovic, these Isner, they all have these high percentages serves. If they do not, they lost the match.
Can I tell you how?
Opelka, do you want me to keep going?
Okay, but
that's their game.
Again, according to Carla,
that's their game. Djokovic's game is hitting, not serves.
According to Carla,
Just like Federer,
Djokovic's serving performance the other day was a fluke, and so is Raonic.
I didn't say it was a fluke. I said, who cares? Just like Nadal beat Kyrgios, who cares? We didn't even talk about stats.
Let me tell you his stats, please. You ready?
The guy's a big server.
Raonic, served at 73%.
He's supposed to.
Only had 3 double faults.
He's supposed to.
He won 80% of his first serve points. He won 64 of his second serve points.
Who cares?
He won 3 of 8 break points.
Yeah.
And won 28 receiving points, which is huge against a big server. So I guess you're going to say Cilic's serve was off because he was hurt.
Did you watch the match?
I watched the whole thing while you were going on the baby's bed. Yeah, I watched the match.
On the baby's bed?
Yeah. Or whatever, the sofa thing.
Did you really watch the match?
And took all these notes. I watched the whole match. What are you talking about?
Why are you being so angry?
Because you were sleeping while I'm writing this.
Good for you. I wake up earlier than you.
So I woke up at the same time you did. Pinched me on the leg. Video that. All right, man. Chill.
You gotta relax. What, you shaved and now you want to be the bad?
You're just you hate Djokovic.
Oh my God! I don't hate Djokovic. I actually said I actually like.
You're making up excuses. You're making up excuses.
I even made him watch the Guess Who. That's how funny. But I hate Djokovic. Come on, Justin.
You do.
What I'm saying is these guys, if they don't serve big, they're not going to win. You've talked about this with Sam Querrey, players like that. They have to serve big to win that match. And what Raonic has to do against Djokovic is serve big, or doesn't have a chance.
Who wins, Djokovic or Raonic?
Djokovic. I'd say 4 sets.
Yeah, Raonic might squeak a set out.
This is Djokovic's match, but it'll be a little challenge. There'll definitely be a challenge.
Raonic will have to serve at 75% the entire match, and probably not even give up a double fault.
Exactly.
Because every point counts against that guy.
He's facing the best returner
ever. And that's a fact. His reaction, his ability to read people on the returning side of the court is uncanny.
He made Schwartzman look like nothing.
Look, Djokovic is one of those players that even if he played in the era of wooden rackets, he would be even more dangerous because the serve was slower then.
Yeah,
he would be really dangerous then. Okay, so next topic real quick. This involves the Sofia Kenin and Coco Gauff match.
That was a good match.
I watched this one entirety at the same point while she was sleeping. Again,
I saw it this morning.
I took, and this goes to tell you that I was awake and she was asleep because I wrote all my notes about the Raonic-Djokovic match, and then Raonic-Cilic match.
Let's give you an award.
So then I was going, and then I wrote 3 pages of notes just on Coco Gauff Kenin match about tactics, issues, footwork, toss.
Good work.
Okay, while you're over there, like one of those cartoons with a blanket all flapping in the face. All right.
Thanks, Justin.
You're welcome.
Do you want to switch?
I don't know.
Do you want to do all the cleaning, the washing, the cooking?
I did cook last night.
What, you could put meat in there. Do you want to do all that? Do you want to do that? Take care of kids, get everybody ready. Do you want to do that?
I do that.
I mean, went to yard sales. I did all the driving. Do you want to do that?
I did do
Let's
that.
switch. Let's switch.
I was in the
I'll
passenger
be
seat.
Justin Davis,
I was in
and
the
you'll
passenger
be
seat.
Carla Davis.
All right. You want to do
Let's
that?
switch.
You want to do it for a day?
Yeah,
you want to do it for a day?
Yeah,
What's
I
the
bet
goal?
you won't be able
Let's
to
get
handle
down,
it.
starting now. So you can be the asshole that keeps everybody in line.
What?
Yeah, you can be that guy.
I'm gonna go take a shower for an hour.
And then you can string on my rackets.
You didn't string any yesterday.
Because I got delayed.
Delayed. Anyways.
I got a whole wall full. All right. Anyway, next topic.
And I do watch the matches. I get up and I watch them. So
Yes.
Okay. So
But I catch it real speed.
What's the big deal?
With
I'm
the vibe
tired.
and
You know
energy.
what? I'm gonna go to sleep unless it's like a really, really, really exciting match, and I'll stay up.
All right.
It turned out to be an exciting match. Actually, this was a good match.
As the Coco Gauff and Sofia Kenin match started, the first thing I wrote down was this. Sofia Kenin plays really fast. In other words, when she's serving, she gets the ball, she walks right back up to the line, and she gets it going. We've known this, we've seen it, but wow.
She's faster than Capriati.
She's faster than Kyrgios.
Yeah, she's fast.
Now, what I wanted to mention about this is this works in both your favor and it can work against you. I'll use myself for an example.
I'm fast.
I think someone said the other day, don't ramble so much.
I'm fast.
But I'll make this short. If I'm that way, so is my 15-year-old son, Chris. I move a lot. I'm always moving, right? I can't sit. So when we're moving a lot, sometimes we'll forget things. Like I will forget that sometimes if I'm looking for the keys, oh crap, 10 minutes later they're in my hand. Or, oh man, I got everything ready. I get down the street, I realize, oh man, I left my wallet. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes when when our roll is too fast, I have to revert back to, what's his name? Lamar Ball. That would say LeVar Ball. No, yeah, was it LeVar Ball, the dad of the Ball brothers? Stay in your lane, slow your roll. Sometimes I have to tell myself, slow my roll, because this hurt Kenin a couple of times yesterday. Ultimately, she won the match, but there was a couple shots that were really important to her to get the point, and because she played so fast, she didn't even think to challenge it, which would have gone her way in a couple of cases. So sometimes it's nice to mix up the fast play and then throw in the variety, the change up slow play, because it will throw your opponent's timing off, and Kyrgios does a pretty good job at that. I like to play fast at times, but I think most of the time for me, I like to grab the towel, wipe the handle.
No, you're not fast.
I'm not a fast player.
He is so slow that you can just stay the count. I'm fast. He gets mad at me because I'm ready to play the point, ready to serve, and sometimes I serve and he's not ready.
Yeah, and it is at the server's pace. I think Coco Gauff and Sir Steve ran into this, I think, during the tournament. They ran into a server's pace dilemma. Also, too, as well, Sofia Kenin's dad deserves a prize. We've talked about this story before, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but they came to the United States, her family, from not much of anything, from what I'm told and read and heard a gazillion times, that they had about $300 in their account to come over here.
Same like Sharapova.
Yeah, made things work, and you see him. I'm curious of his age, because he looks like he's doing very well. Staying fit.
Kenin was already hitting the ball at 6.
Well,
he must have started her young.
Well, I know. I think he's more. I think he's probably older than I am.
He's definitely older than you.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Because he looks healthy. He looks fit. So good for him. And his daughter's doing very well. Kenin looked positive right out of the gate. When she came out, even having lost the first set, she remained poised. She remained composed. She does grunt a lot. Coco Gauff was pulling the excessive come-ons, even on her airs, which I don't care for. Carlo, what do you think? When someone hits an air...
Okay, we got on her about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after watching the second set, the third set, I said to myself, wait a minute. Here we are being tough on this 15-year-old girl, and yet we forget that we go to junior tournaments, and my own son, our son is 15 years old, and they're teenagers. They do weird stuff. They get angry. They have tantrums. They say, come on, at the wrong time.
Even our 17-year-old son.
Yeah, so I said, you know what, let's give her a break. She's 15. This is a tough world. 21-15 is a big difference. Kenin's 21-15, so I get what she says, come on. Maybe that makes her mentally tougher, gives her the confidence that she needs. So I'm going to let the come on go.
Yeah, first and foremost, both Kenin and Coco Gauff have fathers as coaches. Great. We had fathers as coaches, the both of us. Who else has got fathers as coaches out there?
Georgie,
Venus,
Serena had,
yep.
Hingis.
I think Donald Young out there.
Hingis, Graf. Graf's dad was her coach for the longest time.
So yes, you alluded to a moment.
Salas, until her dad passed away.
There's a ton of them.
A ton. Yeah.
But it's nice to see, and both of them there, sitting there. I think it's a great thing. But Carla alluded to our 15-year-old son, even our 17-year-old son, and then our youngest son. All of our 5 kids will complain. They will do things that are immature. They're kids. So we have to look at Coco Gauff from that standpoint. She's 15, and you made a perfect point. When I see my 15-year-old son, I'm like, look at the little guy. He's just a baby.
Yeah, she's still a baby.
So for her to say, come on, after every single point, I get it.
Yeah.
And I told myself, I try to tune out that she's 15 and just kind of close my eyes and get the energy of some of the points when she would say, come on. I'd be like, this is very immature. But then I turn it on and be like, there's a 15-year-old on the screen.
Yeah, she's still got a long way to go.
Yeah, it's not immature to say, come on. But when you say it on every single point, whether your opponent slaps one into the net.
They do this in juniors.
Yeah.
They're always like, come on, no matter what.
Yeah,
we have to think about that.
Yeah, it's a good etiquette not to say, come on, if your opponent just made an error.
She'll learn that.
You know what I'm saying? Or after every ace, come on. Or
she'll learn that as she gets older.
People won't like you in the locker room that way.
I'll tell you something, though. Her interviews are really good. I don't think I ever heard her say, one time.
Coco Gauff has one of the hardest second serves in the game today, if not the hardest second serve. Again, she is 15. Yesterday, she struck off 48 unforced errors and 7 double faults.
Her serves killed her big time.
She may have the fastest second serve. And let me tell you why this is really an important thing to have. Now, number one, you don't want to double fault 7 times because then your second serve speed really doesn't matter. But why is this important to have a potent second serve? Because it keeps your opponent honest. It doesn't allow your opponent to take a step inside the baseline and step into a return right off the rise. It keeps your opponent backed up on the heels a little bit. No offense to you, Carla, but if I'm playing Carla, first serve, I'm 2-3 feet behind the baseline. Second serve, I'm a foot inside.
But I don't push my second serve. I go for it. I take the chances.
Nothing against you, but that's normal. On the women's game. That's normal. That's to be expected. But she, on the other hand, will put it in at 105, 110, or 170 kilos.
But it cost her yesterday. It cost her.
Because of doubles, and she has an inconsistent toss. Now, toss, when we teach our kids, or any of the kids that we teach that have never served before, that is the beginners, the first thing we work is toss. All of my kids I've taught to serve or beginning to teach the younger ones. And I always bring them to the fence, and I start teaching them to toss a ball lightly up the side of the fence without the ball hitting the fence or going behind them. I just get their feet set, and I say, okay, once we can do that, catch the birdie. Gently toss the birdie out of your hand. Once we can catch that ball consistently without it hitting the fence or going behind your head at the right level, then we're going to get the racket. That's where I start, but that's just me. But she had 7 double faults. But again, if I'm returning and I'm 2 feet behind the baseline in first and second serve, that gives me almost a first serve on my second, because strategically I can still put my points together on my second serve. I don't have to change tactics there.
Yeah, there were many times though where she could have won. She got bagel in the third set.
It happens.
She could have won those games. What I'm saying is that it looked bad 6-0, but it really wasn't that bad. She had opportunities. She was up advantage in a lot of her games. But she would go for the serve, and then she would mess up there, and then give Kenin another chance to get back into the point.
Again,
I'm just saying. You're talking about her serve. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
The score looks bad, but really that set wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's just
just
immaturity. But immaturity here is not a condescending thing, because I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, she didn't get blown off. It was little mistakes that...
She played immaturely, but that is totally normal because she's 15.
Correct.
So Gauff started slow, okay? But once she got going, she started steamrolling a bit there. She got going, and I almost felt like when she began to not fade away, but when she began to hit these unforced errors and be less consistent, I almost got the look of a pouty little kid in her face and her demeanor. But that's normal because she is.
She's 15.
So I can't, it'd be different if I was talking about Kenin saying she looked like a pouty, child, or not pouty. I don't think she looked pouty, but she looked lost in a bit towards the end.
That's normal.
And that's normal when you're 15. So I'll just put it like this. She's doing exceptional.
Good match for her.
I am on Team Gauff. She's going to be very, very, very good. And she's very, very,
good
very,
match
very, 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 very much a baby.
And I heard she'll be ranked in the 50s, in the top 50s.
She's great. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's just young. So I will take away the word immature. We would use that word if we were talking about like Stozier coming out and getting lost like that. This is truth for her.
Yeah. Well said.
Next topic. I mentioned this. Speaking about Coco Gauff, though, about the same point in time we started watching Coco Gauff late the year before last, early last year, something like that. There was another girl that was out of Florida, Boletaria, IMG area. Her name was Whitney Osigwe. Has anybody heard from her? I think she lost.
She didn't qualify.
She lost in the qualies in the first round. Has anybody followed her trajectory? I think we should start, because when I saw Whitney Osigwe play, I felt like she was very much poised to do well.
Well,
too,
I felt like they were at the same level.
And isn't Osigwe's dad her coach too?
Yeah, he's a coach.
And a coach?
He's a coach there. I thought that they were Coco and her were both at the same level, but it seems like Coco took off.
Tough sport.
It is such a tough. It makes you want to quit. I remember quitting so many times, getting burned out. I mean, it happens. It happens.
All right. Well,
but Kenin first quarterfinal for her, and she has a huge chance to make it to the semi. Jabeur.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Jabeur for a second.
She played lights out.
Lights
out. She was hitting the ball last night.
African girl, Tunisian. Mm-hmm. Not very often we see African girls come out in the sport. I know Gene Schwartz out there is in South Africa. I know he was happy to see Jabeur win. At least I'm assuming
she
so.
played better than she did against Wozniacki. She was whacking the ball.
Here's a trivia question. Who are some famous African as a continent tennis players? Can you name one outside? Can you look that up?
I think Amanda could see her, and you don't know who she is. Some of you guys might know who she is.
I'm not talking about the guys like Anderson in South Africa. I'm talking about female tennis players. Anybody out of Morocco? I don't know. It's a great question. Famous African female WTA tennis players. Well, she's in the mix. Let me tell you a few stats about Jabeur while she's looking that up. Jabeur won the Girls French Open in 2011. Juniors also made the final of the 2010 Junior French Open. Current prize money, she has $1.639 million.
There's a few, but I think the only
any big names that everyone.
Amanda Kassir was in the top 5.
Okay.
Back in the 90s.
Where was she from?
South African.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch, but none of these girls come to mind. None of them.
Well, Jabeur is approaching a household name. We've heard a lot from her over the years, at least smaller tournaments, etc. Well, here she is in a big one. 25 years old, 5'6", 146 pounds. That's about Carla's build. So
right now, unfortunately.
25 years old, 5'6", plays right-handed, hits with a two-handed backhand. Jabeur, when she played Wang, as we discussed, when Wang beat Serena, what did we say? And we shouted it. What happens to a player after they get into a heated match with someone in the next round?
They have no energy, but she had energy. If you watch the first set, both girls were battling. They were hitting amazing points, hitting hard, and then it seems like Wang was kind of just out of it after that, tired, you know?
Yeah.
She did fight in that first set. She had a chance. I think if she would have won the first set, it would have been a different story.
Does Jabeur have the fitness to go toe-to-toe with Kenin and win?
Anything is possible in women's tennis, honestly. But, I mean, technically, Kenin should win that match, right? But anything is possible.
Jabeur's Grand Slam results of the past, at least her best. Right now, she's in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. She went to the third round of the French Open in 2017, second round of Wimbledon in 2018, and went to the third round of the U.S. Open in 2019. Doing big things. I can't wait for that one. Next match, the Djokovic-Schwartzman match. Schwartzman going into this match was 0-16 against Djokovic. Now is 0-17. So again, Diego Schwartzman is a fighter, but
he's a fighter. He's really 5'5".
Yeah, he can't be 5'7".
He's not 5'7". No way.
He can't be. Carla's about 5'6", and
no way.
And I know how she looks on the court.
No way. He's you know, when I saw the articles, them shaking hands, I really thought he was giving the ball to a ball kid. I didn't know that was Schwartzman because of that outfit, that ridiculous outfit.
Backwards hat.
I mean, I don't even want to say, but I mean, Djokovic is playing lights out. By the way, Rahesh is right. I love his outfit. I like the green a lot.
In the press conference, Djokovic had the nice green shirt, the green hat.
Good.
Yeah,
he looks good.
Yeah, he looks fit. And Djokovic looks very comfortable. Furthermore,
he's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, he's walking with the swag.
Tough to beat.
He's always carried himself well, but sometimes you'll see a look in Djokovic's face.
He's happy
over the years where he looks
happy.
He looks frail and stressed out about something. I know he went through some tough times with the family life, as we all do.
He looks good.
We won't even go there. That's not about that. And it looks like that has all been very well squashed. A beautiful thing to see someone such as Djokovic happy, like you said. Over the years, how many times have we seen Djokovic kind of flushed in the face?
He doesn't look. He looks so relaxed.
But he looks relaxed. His complexion looks good. His stamina is unbelievable. His flexibility is great. His demeanor is great. His run up to the Australian Open, you said, looking at that Guess Who game with the Australian comedian.
Hilarious.
He's very positive. I haven't seen him yelling at anybody.
No.
He seems very calm, and he seems right on the directed path
to win another one. Raonic is going to have a tough time with him. Tough.
All right. Real quickly, side note, I'm a big basketball fan and a lot of other sports too, but LeBron James last night passed Kobe Bryant for third on the all-time scoring list.
Good, because I don't like Kobe Bryant.
With 33,655 points. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still in first with 38,387. And the mailman Karl Malone.
I remember Karl Malone.
While receiving a lot of passes from John Stockton, is in second at 36,928 points. Good job, LeBron, on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so would you roll with what you got? Then let's talk about some of the matches tonight. Now, I didn't talk about every match. I just had notes for the matches I watched live before you hit the sack.
So what?
All right.
And Fognini and Sandgren, by the way, awesome match. I thought these guys were on the court 3 hours and 27 minutes. I think Hitchhiker sent us a message about that. That Sandgren looked like he was a top 20 player. Yes, he did. I think he's in the best shape of his life. He plays Federer next. I watched one point where it was like 20 plus. Actually, most of them were 20 plus rallies. But it was in the first set at 6-0, 3-0 Sandgren. These guys hit over 20 balls and Sandgren finally won the point. Fognini did fight hard. I mean, the sets were like 7-6, 4-6. I mean, it was close match. Both guys battle. I didn't really see anything bad of Fognini in this match. Like bad behavior.
Carl, you and I have watched Sandgren for a very long time.
He was impressive.
Throughout his entire career, we have watched him play umpteen times. And when he wins matches, what have we always said? Well, he'll be tired and he'll lose. And he always does. Now,
and he's played well matches, right?
What Carla just indicated about his fitness, I have never seen Tennis Sandgren even close to how fit he is right now. And this speaks for a testament of fitness and why we hit so hard on body types on the show, male or female, doesn't matter.
He looked good.
He looks very, 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 very fit.
And he should wear that shirt. When you wear a shirt like that, you better have the guns for it.
His time in the gym has paid off, and Fognini's little potbelly did not pay off because Sandgren, who is not the better player, Fognini has just got the bigger. He doesn't have as good a fitness, and Sandgren was able to just give it to him.
Listen to the score: 7-6, 7-5, 6-7, 6-4.
No,
that's close.
No, last night, real quickly, there's not anyone out there that can't tell me that you weren't slightly nervous when Federer lost the first set to Marton Fucsovic, who is a beast player and can give it to you as well. Now,
Hitchhiker said it looks like he's a better version of Millman. Looks like he's on steroids. I was like, whoa.
Well, Sandgren is playing in better form than Fucsovic did last night. I don't think Sandgren's going to beat Federer.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying, but Federer is going to have to dig a little bit in this match, I think.
Yeah, he did cruise with Fucsovic. After the 6-4, it's like 6-1, 6-2, 6-2. So it came back.
Started slow.
He started slow, yeah.
Sandgren, I think, will be able to be competitive, but I think Federer should win in straight sets.
I think so, too.
And should be somewhat rested moving forward to meet Djokovic. But I figure if Fucsovic can take a set off Federer, Sandgren might be able to take one as well.
I agree with that.
Possible.
Let's go to Barty and Risk. Barty and Risk went 3 sets. I thought this was a pretty decent match. Barty wins the first set 6-4, and then Risk turns it around 6-1. I heard the commentators talk about Risk, and I said this many years ago, probably in the show when we started, that she had one of the ugliest forehands, and that's what they know her for, the ugliest forehand, because she hits open stands, never turns on that side. It almost looks like she's using all arm. I wrote something funny. I said the Australian crowd was happy when Barty beat her because I'm sure their ears were killing them from the shriek.
Yeah.
Barty did not grunt one time, while Risk was every single point. Barty was definitely the better player. She double faulted on match point, Risk, by the way. She was down 30-40, 4-5, and double faulted.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she double faulted the match away.
Yeah.
And it sucks when that happens. I think
we've seen that a lot though.
I've done it before.
So have I.
I think ultimately the better player won.
Yes, she is.
I must indicate once again that I hate screeching. I hate grunting.
She takes it to another level.
And Risk is bad about that. So I honestly the better player won, and the player I like better won. Furthermore, Barty, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and a lot of you will disagree with me. I think Barty is one of the most classy, one of the most varietal. Has the most variety.
She can hit.
She's built very well.
Yes.
She has a great demeanor. I feel like when I see a Barty, if I saw her in an airport, I'd be like, "What's up?" You know.
You can talk to
and
her,
she'd be
right?
really cool. Yeah.
She plays Kvitova. That's gonna be a tight match.
Yeah, Barty, I would arguably say, is my favorite player I've seen on the women's side, and since Steffi Graf,
Well, she's
Justine Henin.
She's nice, humble, right?
Yeah, super
like
cool.
you said, has variety in her shots. She doesn't. I think everybody likes her.
I love her. I hope she does really, really well. Now you just asked a really good question. Barty Kvitova. I think Kvitova playing like she played Sakkari last night, I think Barty wins in straight sets.
Yes.
I think if Kvitova plays like Kvitova, we may have an epic showdown here.
But I think that Barty will give her the pace and stuff that she likes. So
now,
it'll be a good thing.
do you think Kvitova is as good as a player or is in as good as a shape as she was in when you and I started watching her back in the early part of the decade?
She's
or
in
the early
better
part of
shape
last
now.
decade?
No, she's in better shape now, but I think Barty's the better player.
And I wonder if she still has any mental friction with her injury, the knife stabbing, etc.
I don't know. I mean, I give this match to Barty. I say 3 sets, but I think Barty will win.
All right, so I think...
hope not. I like Kvitova better, but we'll see.
So I think we knocked down all the matches. Real quickly, tonight's matches, Carla, on the fly. Kontaveit, Swiatek, who you got?
Swiatek.
I'm going to go with Kontaveit. Mertens, Halep. Muguruza, Bertens. Muguruza, Kerber, Pavlyuchenkova.
Kerber.
I'm going to go with Kerber, too. All right, so to end...
Rublev tonight's going to be exciting.
Oh, yes,
but
yes.
You did ask that. You did ask that.
Rublev, Zverev, who you got?
Rublev.
I'm mixed up here. See, I got in a hurry.
Nadal plays tonight.
Nadal, Kyrgios.
I'm staying up for that.
Nadal, Kyrgios.
Nadal, of course. Come on.
I'm going to go Kyrgios on that one. Monfils or TM?
I guess TM. Who knows?
I'll go Monfils on that one. Medvedev or Wawrinka?
I know Medvedev will win, but again, like I said yesterday, I want Wawrinka to win.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Be careful. Wawrinka can always win, but I do think Medvedev will get him on this round. But don't be surprised if Wawrinka comes through. All right, last thing, and then we're done.
Oh, okay.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
A quick version of 12 rapid-fire questions. If no one's played this before, I'm going to ask 12 questions. Carla has seen none of them. Neither have you. Answer yes or no in comments. When you answer it, we can actually click there and see where you answered them and if you want to play along. All right, 12 rapid-fire questions. Here we go. Question number 1. How far does Serena Williams get at this year's Wimbledon?
Semifinals.
Third round. Question number 2. How far does Rafael Nadal get at this year's Roland Garros?
Finals wins it.
Finals wins it. Question number 3. Does Novak Djokovic win his 17th major here at the Australian Open?
Yes, even though I picked Nadal to win it. Yes.
Yes. Question number 4. Will Roger Federer win another major?
I think so, yes.
I don't think so.
I think Wimbledon.
I think him and Serena will be frozen at 20 and 23.
He's much better than Serena, so I would say yes.
Question number 5. Would you say Sofia Kenin is now a favorite to win this tournament?
No.
Question number 6. Who wins between Ashley Barty or Petra Kvitova?
I'll give Barty the win, even though I want Kvitova to win.
I agree. Question number 7. Who is your favorite women's player on tour currently?
I don't know.
Answer, quick. Shoot something off your head.
I always said Serena was my favorite.
Barty. Question number 8. Who has the better year this year? Sasha Zverev or Andrei Rublev?
I'll give it to Rublev.
I can go with Rublev as well. Who wins that match tonight?
Rublev.
Question number 9. Were you worried at all when Federer lost the first set last night?
No.
I was a bit. Question number 10. Will Sakkari be a top 10 player?
No.
Question number 11. Do you think Coco Gauff will eventually go on to win majors?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Question number 12. Will anyone outside of the big 3 win a major this year?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
All right, guys.
I'm sorry. Djokovic looks like a beast. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And Nadal, we know, is a beast at clay. So no. It's not going to happen.
And tomorrow should be a big show. There should be a great match tonight. It'll be a long night. We might even catch tomorrow's show on no sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's see.
We'll record. We'll do something.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
All right.
All right. Take care. See you later. Subscribe. Much love. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Mrs. and Mr. 5K Tennis.
Yeah, we got called Mr. and Mrs. 5K Tennis. Let's go, Vamos!
Bye.
Vamos, let's go! But I hope Kyrgios wins.
No.